Hey guys, Jason Guyman here. I'm going to start doing a series. It's going to probably be either 2 or 3, and I wanted to talk to you about the customer journey. So it's kind of like a roadmap. You know, what does your customer's journey look like? And this starts all the way back from the very beginning of how they find you, how they will, how they'll go to your website, they will go to your Facebook, they will go to however you need them to come to you, whether you do email marketing, that kind of thing. From there, what's the next step? The next step, you get the customer to come on your website, you get the customer to click to call you, you get the customer to talk to you, you get to what's the customer's journey of your service business, of any business really. This will work for anything. It's not just one thing, it'll work for anything. But what is your customer's journey? So the first section is going to be probably mostly about getting your customer all the way up. So basically my plan is number one will be kind of getting your customer and what you got to do. The next one is to perform the work, and then the last one will be your relationship with your customer from here on out. It's one of those things that if you get married and you're a man, you don't stop taking your wife out on dates. You don't want to do the same thing. You want to keep talking to that customer, keep talking. So that is what this 3-part series is going to be. So let's start off with very first thing. How do you get your customers? So the way we get I'm going to talk a lot about how we get our customers and how our customer journey is, and kind of how we have stepped things up so that we can boost, once we figured out we can make one thing work, we put our pedal to the metal on that one thing and we've grown it. And we've done it with a couple things, email marketing, AdWords, our maps listing, all those things we've done, and we know how to get customers there. But I just kind of wanted to walk you through the customer journey. So, and the customer journey is not just, how do you talk to them on the phone? How are you leading them down that customer journey on the phone? Are you able to sell to them, or are you having problems getting that gap of getting them closed sales? Are you just letting them linger and then never call them back? Are you sending them a quote, never following up on it? 3 out of 10 of our quotes don't ever go out. But I'm going to go deep into each one of these steps as we go, and that's what I wanted to show you today, or this on this little series. This will be the next 3 weeks. If you're looking at this in the past, the time I get them out, I'll have them all linked up to each other. So let's start off of how do we attract our customers. So there's several ways we can attract our customers. We can run Facebook, we're getting people to know, like, and trust us in Facebook groups. This is a free one. You can do it in Facebook groups, you can do it on Nextdoor, and these are all free avenues, those two there. And what you're doing in those groups is you're getting people to know, like, and trust you. You're getting that customer to know, like, and trust you. So, you just don't go out there and spam these groups and say, hey, pressure wash, pressure wash, pressure wash. No, you go out there and say, hey, somebody needs some other service. Hey, this person does great at that. And you're connecting, and you're actually giving information, not just pressure washing. And you know what? When people do know that they need pressure washing, they'll say, hey, he does it, because they know you do it. So that is one way. Facebook ads is another way. Google is another way. Google listing, Google My Business, through the Google Maps side of things. You're giving information there, and people, the SEO side of things. On SEO side of things, you're more so for people that are researching, and they're researching how to do something, or researching, if you're in a in the lawyer side of things, they're researching of what type of attorney they need, and all that kind of stuff. So you can use a lot of SEO kind of stuff for that, and do big blog posts, and even in pressure washing, you know, how to get your siding clean, and that kind of thing. And what you're doing is that person's going to read, and you know, they might read 2 or 3 articles, and they know a lot of, you know, once you read 2 or 3 articles, they know what's crap and what's not. So they will, you know, you're building that know, like, and trust, because you're telling them how you can do it, and how, you know, maybe soft washing is better than pressure washing, or a plumber, you know, if a plumber is certified and he's got all his different badges and certifications and that kind of stuff, they know that way, they know coming in there. So you know, and this is how your website looks, and how your website appears, and is it easy to see, is it easy to read, is it easy to get that phone number. So I'm going to show you a website that is a lot of these things here. So let me click on here, let me make sure it went, it didn't. So here's an easy one. So when they come to the landing page, they want to be able to see that within 3 seconds of what you do, and probably, you know, a call to action. Those are 2 things you want. So when I look at this page, I know it's about gutter cleaning. I can see it visually with a picture. I can read it. And even if you got a video, you can put a video on there about it. But I see a dirty gutter and I see a clean gutter, and that knows that it's a gutter cleaning, you know. And even I got another one here. If you look at this one, this is what it looks like in mobile. You know, it's a roof cleaning. There's a dirty roof here, and let us wash your roof away. These are important things to do on here. So that is a big thing. The other thing is your call to actions. Make them big, make them bold, red, some other color than your whatever your color scheme is, because a lot of people want to make it look pretty in your color scheme. And as a person of a customer, you got to be able to find this stuff easy. You got to be able to find your phone number easy, and you got to find, you know, to be able to click more. So if I click more, there's my easy request quote. I would maybe even want this even a little bit bigger, you know. So this is some things here. Let me click out of that, and then here's a phone number. And like I say, I would want this phone number bigger. I mean, I can see it, but I would want it bigger. I don't have a lot of stuff here. Now this is more of a landing page, because this is a landing page of people that I know that are looking for pressure washing, or they're looking for gutter cleaning. I know that because, you know how I know that is because them are the ads that I'm sending to this page. Now, if you are doing it for SEO purposes, then you got to do it a little different. Here we only got a little bit of writing, and then our other services we offer. If you're doing it for SEO, you got to have about 2,000 words of relative words on this page with photos that are, you know, photos that are done and all that kind of stuff. But that's a different type of customer that's coming in that side, because I'm using that to kind of go in how we clean the house and why you should use this. This here is more of, if you're looking for gutter cleaning, you're gonna know you're gonna be gutter cleaning. You're gonna get a phone number, because here's the thing. Most people know on the internet, just because we've been buying on our phones long enough, that you're going to call somebody, and when they don't answer, the customer, we're going down that customer journey, they're going to call somebody, and they don't answer, what are they going to do? They're going to go to the next person. They're going to call somebody. This is why it's important to answer your phone. If you want to get business, answer your phone. That's a very easy thing to do, because if you don't answer your phone, they're going to the next person. And once they finally, especially if you're number 3 or 4 down the list that you finally answered, that customer is like fishing in a pond, because they don't know nobody else is going to answer their phone. So that's why it's very important to answer your phone. But like I say, you know, make big call to actions. Make big call to actions, and make it where you can get these call to actions no matter where you're on this page. So I'm right here. I still got call to actions. I am a little bit further, but I get more call to actions. That's what you need. You need lots of call to actions. If people can't find you, they're not going to call you. That's just plain and simple. It's all about making it simple for people. Because again, back in the day, it was all about SEO. Google was all about SEO and how the search words and all this kind of stuff. But Google also knows now, with the AI they have, of how a customer reacts. They know how they're going to react to their what they're going to do next, because Google AI is very smart. So with that being said, they know. So you got to keep phone numbers big, easy to find, clickable. A lot of people I've seen here lately, they like the little phone button here. But here's the problem with that phone button. A lot of people still like to click on the actual phone number because they've been taught. Now, with that being said, make sure that phone number is clickable. I'm going to say 50% of the websites that I look over, it'll be clickable in Safari, but not clickable in Chrome. And here's the problem with that. It's like 50 or 60% of people use Chrome. So all those people, you cannot copy or paste or nothing of that phone number. You got to remember it and go over. And people are stupid, and people are lazy, and people want to keep it simple. The simpler it is, the better off it is. So that's why you want to keep it simple. If you keep it simple, people will go to the next step. If you make it tough, they will not. I'll show you one other thing on here. Is when you go to request a free quote, don't have 10 steps for them to move on. That is crazy. So we're getting all pertinent information on the first thing. Let me go back here to a different one, because this one here is, I put some information in it already. So let me click out of here. So with that being said, we want to keep it simple. We want the name, the email address, their phone number, their address, their zip code, and what we can do for you. You can put a little checkbox here if you want to go down here and put, maybe add the services that you want to add. That if you want to do dryer vent cleaning, house washing, pressure washing, and all these other things, and then what can we clean for you? So this is just something to keep it simple. It's simple, it's easy, and there's not a lot of fluff around here. The other thing you can do is put some testimonials. Now, here's an even better thing to do with the testimonials. Instead of putting the S there, put their last name on it. That makes people feel a lot more secure because anybody can be Kenny B. Who's Kenny B? They don't know who Kenny B is. But if it's Kenny, whatever, Buchanan, and their friend is that name, they're going to know that person. Now they're really going to know, like, and trust your company, because he gave you a 5-star review. They know that guy, and they will definitely do it. And here's the thing. We work all over the place, and we do thousands, almost 1,000 house washes a year. And so that, you got different people. They know, you start touching that many people every year, it's going to start growing out, and now you got to do, you got all these people. Now, the next thing you want to do is going down the customer journey is what's the next step. So once you get their information, what happens next? So if I need a house wash and this person calls me, what's the next steps from there? Are you just going to say, ma'am, okay, thank you, that's $900? Or are you going to get all their information, their name, their number, their email address, their address, and any pertinent information? Because here's the thing, people just want, I just want to know how much it costs. Well, ma'am, I can't give you that information without knowing everything. Well, I just want a ballpark. Well, there's a ballpark down the street. You know, if I give you, I need this information. And here's the reason why we need that information. It's the customer journey. Maybe we don't sell to that person today. Maybe we don't sell to that person today. Maybe we'll sell to that person next month, next year, next 2 years. You don't know. Once you get their email address and you got all their information, you can do a whole lot of stuff with it. Guess what else you can do with it? You can target it on Facebook. You can target it on YouTube. You can target it on Google display ads. We can follow them everywhere they go around. But if we don't get that information, we can't do nothing with it. We can't try to sell to them later. We can't say, hey, I'm sorry that, whatever, that we're higher than what you wanted to pay. We can't do nothing. It's going down that customer journey. What's that customer going to do as it's going down the road of the customer journey? So if we get their email, here's the thing about the email. Once it comes in, what do we need to do? We need to follow up on it ASAP. Don't let it sit there. I know sometimes we're on jobs and we only do it at night, but don't let it go 2 nights. Don't let it go 3 nights. If you can do it right then and there, maybe set a time of your day that this is part of that customer journey that you set maybe in the morning at, the 9 or 10 o'clock that, hey, I'm going to check my emails to make sure I didn't get no responses. Hey, at noon when I'm at lunch, I'm going to check it. Hey, at 3, I'm going to check it. And that way, once we get it, we can be very fast with it and get it back to them very quickly, because that's very important. Or maybe we need to call them and say, hey, what's going on? I see you sent me a quote looking for a house wash. What do I need to do? Or any service this works with. So always be on your game of getting back to that customer ASAP as quick as possible, because guess what? Tomorrow they done called 3 people, and they done once they called the 3rd person, they finally answered. They're probably going with that person. It sucks to say that, but it is what it is. Yes, you can come back from it, but if you wait 2-3 days before you're sending them out, they're going to say, never mind, I done found somebody else, and somebody else is going to do it. So once we get that done, going down that customer journey, we need to look at what's next. So once we get to the part of giving them a quote and stuff, then we need to follow up with them to make sure they got the quote. Do they have any questions? So how we do this is, we'll send a quote out one day. The next day we call and say, hey, did you get that quote? You know what the percentage is? It's like 30% that never get that quote. So 3 people out of 10 will never get that quote. So, it could be a spelling error. It could have went to their spam, all kinds of stuff. Never got the quote. They never hear from you again. They don't know who you are. So with that being said, we make sure they got our information. The next day we follow up with the customer. We go ahead and we send an email the following day. So within 14 days we have 10 touches. We text them, we email them, we call them, we call them again, we text them again, we email them again, and we email them again. So reason why we do that for is we're getting touches there, and they know that we are wanting their business. And some of our emails are saying, hey, I know you're still waiting on that quote from that other company, but are you ready to go forward, basically? Because listen, when they're waiting on that, they don't want to wait all day. A lot of people, it's all about time. We're doing a service. If you're especially in the service business, you're doing a service to save them money, or not money, to save them time. Most of these people got all the money in the world. They don't have no time because they got their kids, they have the ball games, they have dad works all the time, dad, and most of ours is the female that calls, so they can't get it done because he's always busy. So you're saving them time so that they can have family time. So if they're waiting around forever, you're just wasting their time. So you're going down that customer journey of saving that customer time. All right, so once you figured out that and you got them, getting them to do their email and they're doing their, you're sending them emails, you're sending them texts, the next thing is the job, to do the job and when you're going to schedule that job. I am going to do that on the next video because I don't want to make this video too long. So I hope you will come back and watch the next video about the customer journey of doing the job. I hope this is informational for you, and if it is, please please subscribe, and if you have any questions, please leave any questions down below. Thank you.